pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The vision of Doral Academy Charter Middle High School is to set the standard for outstanding student achievement while providing a safe and nurturing academic environment.
Rise and shine, Firebirds. I'm Paola Espinosa.
And I'm Isabela Riofrio. Today's Friday, February 9, 2024.
And you're watching the 17th episode of the 5th season of our weekly show,
The Rise. Coming up, a closer look into today's weather.
A bill recently passed for teenagers in the workforce.
Our students' knowledge on Black history.
Your weekly sports report.
And announcements.
All this and more on this week's edition of The Rise.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Firebird Nest. I'm your host, Jack Herrera, joined by my co-host,
Sarah Devia, and I'm so
With this unexpected change in temperature, we've noticed it's been a little chilly.
This upcoming weekend, you can expect cool breezes with a high of 77 and a low of 64. Make sure to enjoy and stay warm.
This week, we celebrate our very own school counselors.
During Counselor Appreciation Week, we express our gratitude towards our leaders in and outside of the classroom.
Many of our very own students have had to balance work and school responsibilities.
Here's Brianna Wessa with a closer look on the recently passed Florida House Bill 49.
In just 5 months from now, the new Florida Bill 49 will be passed and taken into effect, where minors from the ages of 16 to 17 will be allowed to work past their employment curfew. With this in mind, Floridians have their set feelings about the future of these kids and also are looking towards the past. I'm Brianna Wessa with a deeper look into the forever changing timeline for the employment of minors.
Child labor laws have come into existence pretty much since our progressive era, when groups like the NCLC joined together to photograph children working so that we had a better understanding of the problems with child labor. It isn't until the Great Depression that laws really start to change as far as attitudes towards children working, because we wanted more adults to be working. So we will replace them with more adults working during the Great Depression. Right now, I believe that these laws, it's a regression for students. It is definitely a progression for pro-business because it's an answer to a labor shortage, which we have.
With such a shift on these regulations that have been placed, we look towards the future now and how changing them can affect students on the long run.
I think legislation like this is a double-edged sword because it allows corporate America and corporate greed to take place in businesses like these, and it allows owners to take advantage of their workers and their minors and force them to work for more hours when that's not necessarily their intent, and they don't have their number one priority being this job because their priorities lie more with their academics or with their personal life. But on the flip side, it also allows for workers and minors to make more money out of their job, which might be some of their intent because some of these minors do need to provide for their family and for themselves.
There's a contradiction. We want kids to work hard. We force people to pay into the public education system through property taxes to the tune of almost $16 billion in Florida and almost $7 billion in Miami-Dade County. Yet we're going to pass a law that will have a negative impact on their ability to perform and maintain their quasi-social contract with the Florida taxpayer, which is to do as well as they can in school.
Signing off from Firebird TV, I'm Brianna Whistle.
As we step into February, we not only embrace the month of love, but also commemorate Black History Month.
Join us as we shine a spotlight on our students' knowledge on Black History Month.
The land of the free, something us Americans take such pride in. But not so long ago, this was far from the truth. In the 1950s, brave individuals decided that they too deserved to be equal. They too deserved to live life free from discrimination.
and thus the civil rights movement began. Rosa Parks, for example, took a stand against segregation in buses when she refused to give up her seat, starting the Montgomery bus boycott. 9 African American students, known as Little Rock 9, chose to take a leap of faith as they were escorted into Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas, while angry mobs lined up outside to try and stop them. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, 2 of the biggest faces for this cause, lost their lives in efforts of a more fair society. One thing they all have in common is they believed in this cause, and they knew that together they could make change happen. As we go through the month of February, remember to recognize all of the contributions African Americans have made in our society today and the hardships they went through with the goal of equal opportunity. None of this would have been possible without the effort of all of the people involved. Together, we are stronger.
With the winter season finishing and spring right around the corner, our athletes have been working tirelessly. Here's your update on this week's sports.
We're finally getting down to the home stretch of our season, and our Firebirds are working harder than ever. Let's take a look at what you may have missed this week in sports.
Yesterday, our boys basketball team played their district semifinals game against Braddock and lost by a score of 43-53. Good job, Firebirds, on a great season. Today, our girls basketball team will play Flanagan at home in the district finals at 7. Make sure to come out and support. As for our soccer teams, both the guys and the girls will play in regionals on Tuesday. Make sure to support them on the road to states. And now here's Jordan Perry with why he's excited for the upcoming track season.
This track season I'm really looking forward to, of course, getting faster, and hopefully that'll help me next year with football once that season starts.
That's all for today, Firebirds. I'm Gabriel Castillo, and now back to your anchors.
It can be easy to get caught up with all that goes on during the school week.
Here are your daily announcements to keep you updated on the latest news.
Applications for the 2024-2025 IB program are now available for current 9th grade students. Make sure to stay updated.
Also, juniors, remember, the first school-administered ACT will be on March 12th at 7:30 a.m.
That's all for this week's edition of The Rise.
Thank you for joining us once again this beautiful morning.
From Fiber TV, I'm Paola Espinosa.
And I'm Isabela Riofrio.
Make sure to follow us on all of our social medias at Fiber TV for all the latest updates.
From all of us here at Fiber TV, we hope you have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend.